I watched an episode of Anohana again.
Oh yeah.
Kind of thought it was shit. I've watched all of Anohana, and
I was looking at you to be like, don't you fucking dare finish the sentence, sir. Don't you fucking dare.
Don't drop the S bomb.
It was kind of shit. I watched Anohana like 3 years ago, and I fucking bawled my eyes out. Great time.
Yeah.
I watched the episode 1 again. I'm like, wow, I stuck with
Episode-
this.
It's just episode. Nothing happens in episode
Yeah,
1.
that's why it's shit.
Episode 1 was by far the worst episode of
Yeah.
Anohana. And the episode 1 of Anohana almost put me off of Anohana.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I
but
was like,
that's-
what?
That makes it kind of shit, right?
Yeah, because I thought when it first started, I thought it was like some lolly fan service bait. Because I remember the scene where Menma sits on his lap, and I'm like, oh, here we go, here we
John's
fucking
like,
go
"Fuck,
again.
Here we go again.
Unzips pants.
I was just like, another lolly bait fan service show, and then I think it was like halfway through episode or like the end of episode 2 or 3 where I actually got emotionally invested. I remember episode 1 was like pretty bad.
Do you think if Anohana came out today, it would be given the same level of respect that it's given? I feel like I don't think it could hold up
I don't
today.
think so, because at the time that Anohana came out, there were very few shows that went in that direction.
Right.
I feel and especially with like how short the show was as well. Like, it managed to do something in 12 episodes that a lot of anime struggle to do in like 20 plus.
That's why I feel like it's kind of meh. Now, if you go watch it back, I don't think.
Okay, to be fair though, you only watched episode 1, right?
Yeah.
That's like
I didn't rewatch it all again. I watched just episode 1 again.
Well, then that's probably why you thought it was shit, because you watched the worst episode.
But after I watched it, I was like, how the fuck did I make it to episode 2 after I watched this? Because it was shit.
Yeah, but that's the same as like every person who watches like the first episode of Steins Gate. And it's like,
No,
why
thought
would I
episode
continue
one-
to watch it?
Episode 1 of Steingate's good, right? I think.
I think it was.
thought it was
I don't
boring.
remember.
I remember thinking
I'm like an
the
Alzheimer's
fir-
patient half the time. I don't fucking remember anything.
Yeah, that's probably why.
That's probably why, yeah.
For some reason with anime, like I do.
Why
remember,
did you
but it's
why did you start to rewatch it?
Yeah.
Because who was it? Emily Emarici told me she thought it was shit, and I thought no, it's good, right? It's good. So I went back and rewatched it. And
Yeah, but I
was like,
guarantee Emily also only watched episode 1, was like, it's shit.
no, she watched all of it. She said,
Oh, well then she's
but
just
she watched
wrong.
it recently. Come on and defend yourself, Emily.
I've rewatched Anohana about like 4 times, I think.
4 times.
Yeah.
What?
I've only rewatched it once, and I thought it was
Bro,
still
we'd
good.
have flying cars by now. People stop
agree,
rewatching
'cause
anime this many times. Are you fucking kidding me?
Because
4 times? Why?
Because I remember, I think Anohana was the very first anime that got me to cry.
Yeah.
Because I remember back before I watched Anohana, I was like stone faced. I can never cry during anime.
John's just like this
I'm
watching
I ain't no bitch.
I'm a real man. And then like I cried like a bitch the first time I watched Anohana.
Oh, yeah,
and,
of course.
And like after I watched Anohana, it was so fucking long before I could find like other shows that could, bring a tear to my eye. I tried watching Clanad. That just didn't fucking happen.
Like it's so easy to make me cry though. Like I feel like just the right beeps and boops will make me cry, right? And the right
Yeah, you find one good Daft Punk song, you're like, I love these beeps and boobs.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, so like the reason I rewatched it so many times was whenever I felt like I just need a good cry right now.
Yeah.
But so I would just put on Anohana just to like just to get those
It
emotions
takes you
out
that much to get a cry out?
before it.
Can you not just like do it on command?
No.
Shit, I need to spend-
Can you?
If I'm fit, I didn't know I put that there. Mayleen's like, what? So, I've got to prepare myself. That's why I'm spilling tears already. That's how I do it on command. No, so if I feel like I need to cry, like, so you say you feel like you need to cry, right?
Yeah.
So if I feel...
I need that push. I need to like listen to that song or watch that anime.
I pretty much replicate what that guy did in the Best Cry Ever video of like the... I basically like just sit there and I'm like... and then once you get it started, it like goes, for like 30 seconds.
But does that feel the same as
Yeah,
like
yeah,
normal
totally.
crying?
You can watch a fucking KFC commercial and start crying.
Dude, if I'm in the right mood, honestly, yeah. Like if there's like an emotional soundtrack to it, like I can get it. Because the thing is, right? It's like wank. it's just a different type of wank, right? In my mind, like they both feel the exact same when you've done it. Like when you cry, it feels like a relief. When you wank,
Have you ever cry wanked?
I don't dare try to mix the two.
Knowing how easy it is for you.
He hasn't read Metamorphosis.
Read Metamorphosis, you'll know the definition of a cry wank.
Like, when you do that cry with Anohana, do you not feel like when you stop crying, you're like,
No, that's why I would put it on because before that, I just couldn't cry.
How long does that whole process take to make you cry though?
Well, if he has to watch all of Anohana, that's like what?
How many episodes you got to watch before you start crying?
I mean, so
Can you skip to the right part, like in porn?
Okay,
Like-
so if we're going beyond just rewatching the entire thing, sometimes
yeah.
I would just like if I needed a quick cry, like if I needed like a if I needed like
Time
a
steps.
if I needed like a 5-minute wank or whatever, and like a cry wank, I would just put on the final episode. I'd be like,
Wait, did you just say you cry wank to the ending of Anohana?
no. Using the same analogy. If I needed that
Okay.
quick
Skip the blowjob, right?
exactly.
Go right to penetration.
Yeah, just straight into tears. You'd go to like the fucking end of Anohana.
Yeah.
If I needed like the full build up or anything, if I had like a whole day to waste and I just felt I
was
just felt emotional the entire day, if I just had a shit day and I just need to cry it out, I just rewatch Anohana and
I was about to say, like, I can't imagine someone being like, fuck, I need to cry. All right, time to invest 6 hours into this show.
Yeah, I just put like you say run on or something, and then like I just start crying, man.
Okay, I completely like relate to the if I need to cry, then like
do
a
it.
good song will do that to me instantly. Like
Yeah.
I know I have like a list
'cause
of
we're all
songs
men,
where
right?
immediately
Men
I'm
cry,
just like,
man.
Yeah.
where immediately I'm just
Men
like, I
need to
know
cry
if I
more.
put this song on, I know the exact timestamp as
Yeah.
to where the tears will start coming out.
Men should cry more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like men should cry more. Like once I discovered Anohana, I was on a fucking mission to find my next anime that could make me cry. And
Chasing
it was,
that next high.
yeah, it was because I don't know. I've always had like trouble crying or showing my emotions
Right.
publicly or whatever.
No, I
but
get you.
for some reason, like watching and like the saddest thing could happen to me IRL, right?
Yeah, same.
And
I'll be like,
I just don't
whatever.
cry.
Yeah.
I don't know why. For example, like I fucking love my grandma, right?
Yeah.
And I thought this entire time when she passed away and I went to her funeral that I would shed some tears. For some reason I just couldn't shed tears, even though I
That's
knew
normal, though.
I knew I cared about her. Like I loved her as like family and like
Right,
one of
right,
the person I like.
But that's the thing,
most.
like you don't have to like
Show
show
it to
that
everyone,
emotion,
yeah.
express it like outside to feel it. Right?
Yeah, but for some reason, watching a good scene in an anime or watching that one anime that just brings it out, that just gets it out for me.
I think
you know?
it feels like
Yeah.
it feels safe at home, right?
Yeah.
Like you feel like, all right, I can be vulnerable, right? I can do this here.
Can you cry in front of other people though?
Yeah. When I'm watching
I can't.
when I'm in a movie with someone, it doesn't matter who it is. If it's fucking sad, I'll be like,
Are you one of those people who like watches like something really emotional on a plane that you can cry on a plane?
I can cry on a plane.
Yeah.
I think I have cried on a plane. I'm like them. They're like, fucking, you a chicken on a plane.
Because I'm definitely one of those people who like if I watch because I watch Makio on a plane.
Yeah.
And I fucking cry like
Yeah,
a
I
bitch
can
at the end
cry.
of it.
Yeah.
But I had to like really just fucking strain my
Yeah,
eyes to be
no,
like,
I
I
don't-
cannot show weakness to the
like,
person sitting next to me.
I think it's a subconscious thing for me because if there's other people around, like there are sometimes that I want to cry. I want to cry, and it just sometimes when there's someone else there, I just lose like for a split second, I lose the immersion, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta build up myself to like the tears
Yeah.
have to build up again. It's crying's hard for me. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
no, I get you.
I value it whenever something
right.
does make me cry, which is why I really value, for example, Your Name.
Right.
Because that was the only time I've ever cried in a cinema with other people around me. And that was less because it was sad and more because it's like, there's just so many emotions right now. This is beautiful. That I just have to let it out somehow.
Go.
No, you're going to say.
I was on a train and I was on the I think it's Yamanote line or something. I was watching a video and it's actually about like in Japan they have like seminars to make men cry.
Oh yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
And so I was watching this video about like where they make basically they just cry porn to a bunch of Japanese businessmen. And it was kind of like a game show almost in this video because it was like this one guy was just refusing to cry. And then right at the final clip, like the sixth one, it's like a fucking tear as he's like fully, it's so funny. But as they were
Why is that so funny?
But yeah, as they were describing like this woman was describing what was in the clips to you. They didn't show you it, but just her describing it, I was fucking like tearing up on the like Yamanote line on my seat, like fucking so fucking sad. Like I just there's something like it was something like a kid's mum passes away and he's helping with his dad or something. I'm like, that's so fucking sad. Holy fuck! I don't want to go through that. But, yeah.
I don't know, man. It's like I know there's nothing wrong with like crying in public.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This is
Not like full on. I'm just like shedding tears.
Oh
like,
yeah,
tear
no.
like-
But even like shedding tears, like I have like I don't know. I have some kind of restriction with it.
I think it's just a subconscious mental block. I don't know, because I have exactly the same thing, and I wish I could like bring out my emotions more easily, but because it takes takes me so many fucking steps to get to that point.
Yeah.
You know, that's why.
Because I don't give a fuck there. a lot of things in public.
It's not about giving a fuck. Like I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But there's I don't know, something
Do
like
you give a fuck?
no, like I'm like in my head I'm like cry now, and then something in my brain's just like nah, don't do it.
Yeah.
I guess there is like some, it's, just mental block that even when you know you should, it's like your brain is like, but don't.
Yeah. I think it's just the way I was raised, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, so some things, sometimes you realize, man, the way how you were raised as a kid is
Sucks,
pretty fucking important to.
Oh, yeah.
Because it like affects how you subconsciously think for like
Yeah.
the rest of your life, and it takes so much more effort to unlearn something.
Yeah, there's been a lot
than
of that.
to like relearn, to like learn something for the first time.
Did you ever like catch yourself doing something that your parents used to do to you when you were a kid? Like the way they would talk or like.
Oh yeah.
I remember like, I think, what was it? Like my dad used to have this really specific way of making excuses up. And I caught myself doing it one time and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I picked it up.
It's that moment where you're like, shit, I am my dad's kid.
Like, fuck!
I'm becoming the
I thought I was superior this whole time, but I was just equal.
That's the thing, right? It's like you listen to your dad.
You
like,
know all your
doing
bullshit
it
that
all
your
your
parents
life.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You listen to it all your life, and then when you get to like your teens and you hear it, you make fun of them for it, being like,
Yeah.
"Oh, look at this bullshit."
I'm
And then years
never going to be like that.
Yeah, and then years later, you just catch
You do
yourself
it.
doing it. It's
Yeah.
like, "Oh no!"
I was the same this entire time.
Yeah, there's been a lot of like.
Always has been.
I've had to like physically like and mentally just be like, don't do this, don't do this,
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
do
yeah.
this thing, don't do this thing. Because I thought they were like weird things, nothing bad, but like just little quirks that my parents would do. And I'm like, I don't want.
There's just
I
like
don't wanna do
certain
that.
ways
Yeah.
you say things where
Right,
you're just
right.
like, "This is the first time me saying it," but for some reason I've heard it before.
Yeah. You're like, fuck, my parents did.
Yeah.
They planted the seed.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I mean, Anohana, I still love it to this day.
Mid.
Okay,
As Sherry
what's
loves
okay?
the word
What's,
mid.
okay, but if that's the case, what anime would you recommend to someone to make them cry? What's
Golden Time.
What is it? Golden Time?
Is that the right name?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Golden
yeah.
Time.
Okay, I always fucking call it something different by accident, like Golden Week or some shit.
I mean, to me, Golden Time is in the same category as Anohana for like.
There's
kinda
a
like,
cult though. I like the cult. I'm kidding. I just found that whole cult arc really dumb, and I really enjoyed how stupid that was.
I can't even remember.
I can't even remember.
There was like a part where she was like brainwashed in a cult or some shit that happened. I think so. I don't know. Again, I'm basically an Alzheimer's patient in waiting, so I mean I'm probably the wrong person.
I definitely didn't get a cry boner though from watching Golden Time.
What is another show that's like really good cry porn in anime? It's the best cry porn anime.
I mean, anything by
Shinkai.
Jin Maeda, right?
Yeah, anything by Maeda Jun, anything
is-
by Shinkai.
I'm not one of those people who knows
Okay,
directors.
Maeda
so.
Jun is like Clannad,
Clannad,
Angel Beats,
Angel
Air,
Beats.
Little
Yeah.
Busters. Anything by Key Studios, basically.
Yeah.
Is like pretty
Angel
good cry
Beats,
porn.
I didn't find Angel Beats as sad as everyone else because I felt like
I
it
cried
was
at the Angel
it was
Beats.
obvious it was going to happen though.
Yeah,
still cried.
I felt exactly the same. Where
Really?
it was my same problem with Clannad, just less stretched out. Where it
Yeah.
was so obviously trying to make you cry. It was it's literally just cry porn where you just it was
You're gonna cry. You're gonna cry, aren't you, you little
it's
bitch?
designed just to like make you cry and make you shed tears.
Yeah, but I have like an initial like my cry boner is rock hard the moment I see Maeda Jun. You know what I mean? It's like I know. It's like I don't even have to watch it, and I'm already prepared. You know?
So I just googled saddest anime.
Okay.
Okay.
Just saddest anime, and in
Yeah.
Google it says number 1, Anohana. And then
See, Emily, even Google agrees.
Plastic Memories, which is it was
Plastic
it was-
Memories is okay.
you knew okay again.
It was just basically cancer with waifus, basically.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
it's like the I want to eat your pancreas, right? It's
so
like
Trinity said
Actually,
okay.
I want to eat pancreas. Was fucking brilliant.
I want to eat your pancreas. I fucking cried. though.
Angel Beats.
Angel Beats, okay.
Beats,
Madoka Magica.
I didn't cry at the end of Madoka Magica.
Okay, there's a difference between sad and bleak. And I feel like Madoka Magica is more on the bleak side. Of
yeah,
things.
Madoka Magica is like grief crying. You know?
There's Guilty Crown here.
Guilty Crown.
Why?
I cried because of how bad the ending was. If that's what they mean by that.
There's Steins. Actually, you know what? I really like Guilty Crown. I'm going to say it. I like it.
The
You know
ending
what?
though.
I like all of Guilty Crown.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? You know what?
Guilty Crown.
You know what, Connor? I'm absolutely there with you.
Yes!
The one fucking time me and Connor agree.
People need to stop comparing it to as a shitty Code Geass. Code Geass is in its own world.
I don't.
Guilty
I
Crown
don't
is something
compare it to
else.
that. I don't compare it to Code Geass, but I still thought the ending was.
Yeah,
mid.
it wasn't.
It was mid.
It wasn't the best ending in the world,
Yeah.
but man, it was a fucking good ride.
no, it was a good show.
a great
It was
fucking time.
entertaining as fuck.
It
Did you
was
cry,
beautiful.
though?
I think I probably did.
I was actually this close to crying, and that's it wasn't because of the story. It was just because of
The
how
music.
good
The
how
music
good
was so good.
Sawano's songs were.
Yeah, the beats and the boots were so hype.
Here's the thing. The thing about me and crying is that music has so much more power over me than plot does.
Yeah.
That's if there's a good soundtrack, I'm like almost always.
Yeah,
close
why do you
to
think I
crying.
cry to everything Maida Jun does?
Yeah.
It's because he makes the music as well, which makes me cry like a bitch. But like, I don't know, like I liked, like Guilty Crown had its like emotional moments, and obviously, you know, the soundtrack was good, but like, I don't know, my cry boner was like a half chub the entire time. I was like,
I really liked it.
it's like, it was so close. to
Maybe
me.
maybe it's because I haven't watched it in like
Okay.
4 or 5 years, but I maybe it's rose tinted glasses I'm looking through right now. But
Yeah.
I remember I really fucking enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it, not in the sense where, hey, I'm gonna recommend this as a good show. I really enjoyed it in the sense where it was just, here's a lot of dumb anime tropes that I enjoy. I don't care if they make any sense whether they put these anime tropes in, but it's just like a lot of good popcorn fun.
Yeah.
Was what I remember.
That was a great show.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me. I remember when Darling in the Franxx first aired. I called Darling in the Franxx the Guilty Crown of this generation, and I kind of still agree with myself on that point. Where Darling in the Franxx got stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
but it was entertainingly stupid. I would say,
of course. Yeah.
I mean, the thing about Darling in the Franxx is that I went through a whole fucking emotional arc with it because it was the first half. I would say was actually legitimately good.
Did you watch it weekly, by the way?
Yeah, I did watch it weekly. So I really thought that Darling in the Franxx was a great character drama with mechs in it, and I was super emotionally invested in this as a series. And then the fucking space thing happens, and then it went.
And then Trigger was like, "Let me introduce myself."
Yeah, exactly. And my enjoyment for Darling in the Franxx kind of just shifted after that. I wasn't emotionally attached anymore. It wasn't that same kind of enjoyment. It was just the look at all this shit happening kind of enjoyment.